Today, I sat down with a fashion designer and we built out her exact strategy to go from £2,000 to £10,000 fully online with her business. We built out her lead generation system so she's never chasing clients. We built her marketing so the right people are finding her every single day. And we built her sales process so when she does speak to the right people, they end up signing. The video that you're about to watch covers the entire breakdown of how she grew her business and how you can do the exact same thing in yours too. So today I'm with one of my clients, Borianna. Today we want to sit down, look at where your business is at and where you want to go over the next 6 months and just give you some strategy for it. So what's the kind of stuff you've achieved since over the last few weeks or this year with your business? And what, where do you want to go with it?
Well, first of all, what I achieved is that I actually learned how to make stories, so I can introduce myself and my services through Instagram, so I can attract more clients and more audience can see what I have done, what I do so far. And the most also important thing that I achieve is I just organize my offer to be like very structured, to be onshore, to be on point, to be exact. So I'm happy with that. So yeah, this was actually the thing that is very, very strong for me. And the most of the stuff I shift my way of thinking, like what kind of content I need to create in order to be helpful for my client or for my audience, and how to speak about their pains, find out their pain, and also really create content which is exactly touching their pains, and also to find a solution.
Yeah. And am I right in saying before this year you didn't really have too much content like going on Instagram, or is it kind of a new thing, content? And
Yeah, for me it's a new thing because, like I said, I want to say that all my clients came to me based on the word of mouth.
yeah,
Unlike if one of my clients was happy with my service, he recommended me to the other one, to his friends. So this is how they came to me. Or like if I, because now I'm organizing also events for entrepreneurs, so most of people who are like my guests of the events, they're also knew what I do, so they came from there. But I didn't have many content for Instagram that is connected with personal styling.
yeah. So now we have the content like more structured. We have the offer that's more structured.
Yeah.
For what does the offer look like now? So I know we did a lot of work on the offer and really tidying it up. But what's the offer like? What is it when someone signs up? What do they get? How does it work? From a pricing perspective.
Well, the idea is to really to, for my clients, is really to within like, they just need like 2 hours to be involved in the process. So most of the stuff I'm doing by myself. So they just need to spend like 2 hours, basically, so they can get this transformation. The idea of me doing this transformation is not only about the clothes, it's about the inner world, how to shift your inner world, and how to, I mean, I basically work on identity. So my idea is to get my client to their goal, based on their goals, of course, so I can help them get there faster and more structured too.
And is the main offer now, is that like more helping men and women with the dressing better, feeling more confident? Is that the main offer? Is that the main thing we're selling now?
Well, over the next 2 weeks, I help business owners and ambitious men to step into the next level of leadership and respect, building a presence that leaves a lasting impression. So this is it. And most likely, I just present them our steps to this goal. So the first step is just we do a discovery meeting, so I learn how what their goal is and what hold them back to achieve this goal. And the second one is building a personal styling architecture. I built their personal styling guide, including colors, fits, textures, and of course it's based on their lifestyle or places they want to visit or they are visiting actually. And the third one is implementation and elevation. It's when you have your personal styling guide, or when you get the clothes, then you can just put them on. You can
like just put them on and
yeah, you can just put them on and like do your stuff.
And in the last, let's say in the last, like even this year, like what would you say is like the biggest goal, the biggest challenge? So we have the offer now, we have we have like the sales process and the content strategy. What would you say are like some of the things that you like are struggling with or need help in terms of like building out for?
Well, I'm struggling with that, attracting clients through online, because like I said, now most of my clients came by the word of mouth.
Yeah.
So I really want to create kind of system that clients are coming to me through internet, so like online, so I can work with them this way. Yeah, so this is my idea, to get leads online.
Yeah, okay. So we have some stuff that we can kind of work on and come up with tactics today, from like fixing the lead issue and get more leads coming in. What would you say, like we do LinkedIn and we do Instagram to get clients, like is there any differences or is the content the same, like the LinkedIn, the Instagram content? Like what's the system that you do currently for content?
Well, first of all, it's different content, because LinkedIn is more for like reading.
Yeah.
You can read like there and pictures, see some pictures. But for Instagram, people want to see actions. They want to see your face, that
Yeah,
you're talking to them, and they want to see a video. And so that's very different. So in Instagram, I try to do a lot of content like reels,
Yeah.
me talking to audience. And to LinkedIn, it's more like a text that I write down about some problems that I had with clients, or the things that I just help them with some issues on struggling, and also pictures of the process, or picture of me doing that. So.
And what's the difference that we have LinkedIn and Instagram? Like what are you finding is getting better results at the
I
moment?
also
Yeah.
added Twitter.
Yes, Twitter. Which one out of the three would you say is getting the serious conversations, the serious like discovery call bookings and like good interest? Is it any of the three? Like, is there any one you enjoy more? Like, where's your head at with that side of things?
Well, none of them. Like,
Okay.
I didn't get any leads from none of them yet,
Okay.
but I won't. So it's difficult. It's difficult to get, because people think, oh, she want to sell me something. They're backing up, and it's difficult. It's not so easy.
Yeah.
And I see that people really value nowadays the genuine connection with the other human being, and that is built on the trust, that is built on real connection, deeper level, if I say also. So it's not that easy to get clients online, for at least for me now. So I'm still learning and stepping into that.
Yeah. Well, the thing that's interesting is I know your in-person connections, and when you speak to people, it works really well.
Yeah.
It's just trying to get the strategy now for LinkedIn and Instagram to do the same. So how can we get people to learn the same amount that they do in Instagram versus LinkedIn and Instagram? So what would you say? So like in terms of like lead flow is not that high on LinkedIn and Instagram. Like I would say like a few kind of more tactical things we can look at as well here is what's the, so for LinkedIn, how's the outreach, what's the outreach message now, like what's the process? Do we have like some kind of data in terms of like how many conversations are started with the LinkedIn team you have, how many connections are coming in, like is anyone replying to that, like what would you say?
We started around like 20 conversations, and let's say 5 of them leads to the next step, and then they just disappear. So
yeah
because people sense that you want to sell something to them, and they just back off.
Yeah, well, with LinkedIn anyway, in particular, what I'd be very tempted to look at from a messaging perspective is it'd be good to send that first message but also like I know we're doing this anyway, but like have two different messages you're sending.
Yes, first, like my strategy is to build a genuine connection with the person on against me, and also to just to start a real conversation, not to try and selling him something, just to get curiosity, just to be curious about him, and then from there to make the sales go, or like mark him as a lead.
Yeah.
But it's a long term process. It's not a short run.
Yeah. A few small things I think we can look at with like LinkedIn in particular, is like I mentioned, is like having, and this is what we can always do, is just have like two different opening messages. Like always have two, so your team is sending like 20 connections, but we can have one opener, so like one message that we're sending, and we have the second one here, which is the second message, opener B. They're completely different.
Mm-hmm.
And then we just measure per week. If we send like 50 people this message and we send 50 people this message,
Mm-hmm.
which one is going to get the highest reply?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, if 20 people reply to this one, but only 5% reply to this one, we know that this one doesn't really work, so we should probably stop it and then just keep coming up with variations of this one. So we can always do that.
Yeah.
We can make it more like a numbers game. It'll make it easier. So I think that's something that we can look at in terms of fixing that side of things. For the Instagram side, so that's one easy thing we can do. Another thing for LinkedIn that we should look at from a strategy and from a messaging perspective is the content is important, but I think like even just the conversations and the quality of the conversations in the messages makes a big difference. So I would even recommend like seeing if we can have one message which is a more direct like call out to that audience, because you work with a lot of business owners. We might have a message which is like, I'm opening spaces for this program. I'm going to be doing this coaching. I'm going to be doing this program. Would you be interested? It can be very direct because you work with direct personalities. Do you have anything like that at the moment where you just go quite direct and to the point?
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. I can try that. I mean, I try one. I just sent one message to a particular lead, but he didn't answer. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think it's a good idea. Like you mean to send direct message, or to make a short story that I'm inviting them to come?
Well, I think what we can do, and I'll put this down just so we know. I think what we can do is just do this really. So I think this is what I think is missing at the moment for the LinkedIn messages is we can do, and this can be so automated, like LinkedIn message one could be the opener, which is like, hey, thank you for connecting, or it's good to connect. If they ignore this message, we follow up. So message two, it could be message two could be like 48 hours later. We just say, hey, did you receive this message? Or many people think this is automated. I actually wanted to touch base. So we send message two, and then if they don't reply to message two, we send maybe a week or 10 days later, we send message three, which is the direct one. So the direct message could be, hey, I'm going to be opening spaces for this program soon, or this kind of thing I do, and work with you one-to-one. Would you be interested? And like this message here, message three, we can technically send this to everyone. I would just have a spreadsheet on Google, like a Google spreadsheet. Your team adds all the people that you've added, and you just mark, you know, who replied to the first message. I'll probably even put this on a thing here so you can see. So we can have like, we can even have like name of person at the top. So that name of the person, when did we add them, and then what message are they on? So are they on message one, message two, message three? I'd also have a reply on here as well. So if they reply to the first message, if they didn't, if they reply to the second one, it then becomes more of a numbers game, and it's easy to know what's working and what's not. Does that make sense? It's like what we can do here.
Yeah.
And then that I think for your offer, this can scoop a lot of people. This direct message free. I think it could probably add a lot of people that we can kind of sell to from it. That's what I'd recommend there to look at. So what I would say is like for the phone message, we can say it could just be like, "Hey name, I'm looking for some people to join my one-to-one styling kind of case study offer. Would you be interested?" What do you think? Like, I know you sent it to one people, but I think if we send it to more, we're going to get data really quickly as to what works and what doesn't.
Yeah, this could be also.
Quick introduction. If you want this done for your business as well, where we look at your lead generation, your marketing, your sales, and we sit down and we build it together in one of these sessions, down below to book one of these, and we sit down over Zoom and we build it out on that call. And what about the Instagram side of things? Like we have like the content, it feels much more authentic now. It feels much more like easier for you to do.
Yes, it's much more easier now. I even got inspired so much.
Amazing.
So I hope that I'm gonna keep the momentum longer. So now I have a strategy to post every day one story, one day per week, to create stories for like the whole week, and then to post them. So let's finger cross that I'm gonna keep the momentum as long as possible. And yeah, actually I got a lot of positive comments from friends, actually, that is very authentic, very professional, very good. So yeah, they give me their support, so I will continue.
Yeah, well, I think the content you do, which is the one with your clients, what you're talking about the client transformation, is very, very powerful because you're clearly showing what you're talking about, and it also means it's more easier for people to watch as well, because they're not like, you're not telling them you need to dress better. You're saying, here's how this guy did it, and then they can see themselves in.
And I can see that I'm also different than the other stylists, because if you go to Instagram and look for the other stylists, they always make a content giving you tips away, how to do it, how to do this, but they never show the real transformation from their clients. And I think this is a very powerful step from my side.
Absolutely.
To show like how we get from point A to point B, what was the way, what was the struggling, what was his pain, and how we achieved them in a short video, so people see, wow, she actually had a client. Because most of the time you get attracted to someone who give you tips for free, but you really don't know if he has a client or not. So this client improvement, it's very big trust, I think, and I really want to go in this direction. And yeah, I have a lot of content from my clients before, so I'm gonna use this content for the future videos. And I also have testimonials from my clients, so let's see where we're gonna get that.
Yeah.
But I'm happy so far. Like, yes, it will be difficult for me, to be honest, to send these messages like you say and to keep tracking. But once I learn how to do it, I will do it. And I know from you that if I get someone from LinkedIn, that it's sure a lead, because people there are like more serious, they're like really respectful. So yeah.
Yeah, I think with LinkedIn, it's harder to get a reply from people, but when they do reply, then you can even probably sometimes sell stuff just in the messages as well with LinkedIn.
Yeah, so I really want to keep that. It's fun creating. Of course, I had this struggling, like I want to be the perfect video. I want to be in the perfect time, perfect conditions, because I'm perfectionist. So, but then I decided it's not about that. It's about just tell the people what you did, how you achieve with the client, that he actually had the same struggling like maybe somebody else, and how we managed to do it. So
yeah, well, I think like perfection also with anything, it doesn't really exist. And it's like when you just put yourself out there and you're just more like imperfect, these potential clients are like, like she's real, she's like me, The one thing I do think is powerful you mentioned is like, if we can like have the content with the hat of, when we're creating the content, we have the hat of thinking like, are they seeing how, like, am I being an inspiration or motivation in that one field? So for you, the field would be the fashion, the styling, the personal styling. So as long as you're inspiring people either with your own story or with the client's success,
Yeah.
it's more than enough.
Yeah, even I got so in like excited. I got really um surprised that actually when because I show content of my clients which was men, their transformation, and a lot of girls contacted me and they thought they want that. So yeah, it's I'm really surprised about
Yeah.
it.
Well, I think sometimes we have these like stories and limiting beliefs we tell ourselves, like someone's not going to buy from us,
Yeah,
and then
we
they
hear
do.
that.
What's the
Especially the price. I hear this like, oh, if I tell him the price, maybe it's gonna be too much for him. Maybe it's gonna look like I tried to rob him or something. But actually, I said, okay, I'm actually helping him, and he really need a he struggled with something which I can help him, and this is the price. So let's do it.
yeah? How have you found that? So, like for people that are watching, do you mind telling us like what's the price for your offer now? Like, what does the price going to look like for the services you offer?
Well, for the services I offer, it's €1,000 for personal styling guide. In this personal styling guide, I will give the client the best colorful palette for his skin, for his eyes, and the color of his hair. Also, I'm gonna give him suggestion about his body shape. And now I'm working also with the AI, so I'm gonna create this everything on his body and his face in it, so he can really see how he's gonna look. And also, of course, this everything is connected to his lifestyle. It depends where he goes, or what kind of events he attend, or what kind of events he planning to attend, and how to be dressed there. I'm actually saving him time,
Yeah.
so he can add his time to the most important thing for him, like running his business or maybe spending time with his loved ones. And I think this is very important.
Yeah.
So this is what I do, actually. And yeah, this personal styling guide is about that. Also, I go with them shopping. So if they want to get the full package with the shopping with personal styling guide, then it's €1,600. And I also have like for the people who cannot afford that, but they still need my help. I have a subscription plan which starts from €100 up to €350 a month, which they're gonna have my support, like online 24/7, and
Yeah. Amazing. That's really powerful. I think one thing as well that you might not even picked up on, but there's so much there that you just said that could be used for content for Instagram in particular.
yeah, let's do
Like
it.
there's so much there because like if we think about it,
Let's do it.
if we put a lens, and this is I'm just going to share some ideas that I picked up. There's so many things we can look at, like if we think about content, not about about giving value, but if we think about it from like, what beliefs could we shift,
Yeah,
shift, shift, or what objections can we handle before they ever jump on a call?
yeah,
It would be very powerful. Like a lot of content can fall into one of these two categories,
yeah.
and the more of that content you do, the better.
Mhm.
So one example that instantly comes to mind is belief shifting. So like you said, that people think that like like belief shifting could be like they have this belief that's stopping them from buying with you and working with you. So a limiting belief might be they think that they can just go to the shop and buy an expensive t-shirt and they're going to be good, or designer clothing.
Yeah.
And you could easily do a piece of content just saying, here's why this isn't going to fix your style. And like the more like if people have like, and the more if we think like if people have like 4 or 5 of these limiting beliefs that are making them not buy from you, the more we handle like eventually when we handle all of their limiting beliefs, eventually they're gonna buy. So I think the more we create this type of content, the better. And an objection could be like, what do you get told on sales calls as to why people don't buy? So one of this could be, they say that it's too expensive. If that's something that people say, you can say in a piece of content, here's why your style is costing you thousands every month, but you're not having the style, you know. And the more we can speak to people's pain as well, it makes it a lot easier. I think that would be really powerful. Another thing as well, I think could be interesting to look at with both like Instagram and with LinkedIn is you have the two offers, and I really like us leading with that like €1,000 offer. The only thing I'd add to this as well potentially is the subscription plan. I think we're not doing this already, but I wouldn't show this to people just yet. I would just try and get people on a call, and if they can't afford,
then the other one. Okay.
That's what I'd look at. Is there anything else that comes to mind in terms of like content that you're looking at improving, or anything that you're like wanting to tidy up or improve from a content perspective?
I really like your idea about the limiting beliefs, because I thought about this even today. I have been thinking about this even today. Yesterday I actually did a video on that, and I really want to break this. So I just want to show them which is going to be better for them, and to break these limiting beliefs, and to break this idea of some stuff that they have been going up and down all around social media. So I'm gonna think about content about that, and I'm inspired.
What would you say are some, like, we can even do this together on this session, but like, what would you say are some like limiting beliefs maybe people have?
Most of the limiting beliefs that people have is that they cannot afford a personal stylist because they think it's very, very expensive, which is actually yes, but I think if they don't hire a personal stylist, they actually losing more money, because clothes can tell your story. Clothes can open the doors for you. Clothes can send a message to the person against you, and to win their respect. Even can improve your dating arena. It's also. So I think this is the limiting belief that number one they believe, and the other limiting beliefs, like you said, they think they're gonna buy the expensive T-shirt with the logo, like a big logo, and this will solve all their problems. But it's not like that. It's about how you can combine these pieces together, and it's also important these pieces to be perfect for your body, for your goals. Colors also have a message. Like the navy blue color is a symbol of trust. So if you want to sell to people, and if you want to gain more customers, and if you want the customers to trust you, then you should wear navy blue. And so every color has this secret like code that people doesn't know. And the other limiting belief that they have is, well, I should spend a lot of time doing that. It's too much time. But actually, they don't realize that you actually spend, like, let's say, 8 hours with me doing shopping in the shopping center. But then these 8 hours, you are all set for like 1 year, like one season. You don't have to worry about. So imagine spending 8 hours in order to be in shape for like 1 year at least. I think it's a good investment.
Yeah, and like with all of this as well, like there's a lot we can cover of like how we can script this, but one big thing I really, really like about your offer is just how little time and effort it takes them to achieve this. So I know we spoke about this before, but like if that avatar, so if we think about a CEO or a business owner that's really busy, makes a lot of money, if he wanted to get in shape, for example, lose weight, he'd have to go to the gym, he'd have to eat well, he'd have to do all of these different things, which is hard work. Makes it hard for him to buy into that. But I think if we can even put like your offer a little bit against all of this stuff and say, there's such an easy win there that if you just improve one thing, you're instantly going to have more confidence, more respect, more like more kind of like attention from the woman if that's what they're looking for. So like all of these stuff can be tackled with one. So I would really lean on just how little time and effort it takes from them. It's almost like if someone's overweight, if they could just take one pill and instantly be in shape, they'd love to do that. So I think we can really
amazing. Yes.
Yeah.
But I wanted to say that I think it's the right time. It's like 2 hours only if you want me to do the personal styling guide. But if we have to go shopping, then it's more than 2 hours. It's around 8.
Yeah.
I want to be clear on that. But again, 8 hours spending for like 1 year to be all set, I think it's nothing.
Yeah, so I think the more we can also, like, as a big thing, if we just say how little that would take, time and effort, it'd be very powerful.
Yeah.
And with all of these as well, like they have this limiting belief. You're doing this already, but we can even take your client stories and we can turn those, where possible, into reels and posts.
Yeah.
So if we have a client that works with you and he was thinking it, like we can turn that into a piece of content that covers this and into a story. So you could easily start a piece of content saying this client used to think personal styling is so expensive and he couldn't afford it. Then he joined and he did this, this and this, and he achieved this result.
Yeah.
So you almost tackle this through telling stories without telling them why. And because you do it in a story, it's less direct and people actually want to listen.
Yeah.
So I would look at that. And I think another thing you can also do with content.
But should I show this client or I don't have to show him?
You don't have to. I mean, the ones you're doing now, like the case study ones, you can easily do one of those. You can say like, this client was thinking like this. If it's true, if you have a client who's like, this client was buying all of this designer clothes, he was going out, but he didn't have confidence.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
Or this one also.
I don't want them to get offended.
Yeah. Well, if you have someone on a video testimonial that said that, you could use that one potentially if it's true.
For sure, yes.
Yeah. If not, you can also do it, which is like a very good way you can start videos is like with a negative hook. So like, if we think about like the news, they get so many clicks and so much attention because they're always negative. They're always like, here's what's wrong with the world.
Or there is some drama.
Yeah.
It's about drama. And people love drama. So.
Yeah. So like if we can think about the hooks of your video, the first 3 seconds, if there's something that we can say that would stop people, some kind of drama, that it would work also really well. Like it could be like, like here's why designer clothes are not going to save your style, for example. Negative hook, people stop and they're like, what does she mean by this? I'm offended. Like, and then they watch the rest of the video and they see the lesson and they're like, okay, cool, that makes sense. I think that's something that we can work towards. So you have a negative hook, and then after the hook you go like the lesson of the story, and we almost always want to have a call to action and an offer at the end. Like the call to actions that work for you are like anything that's like a personal audit, maybe like someone sends you a picture and you audit their style with a voice message. Very easy for them to do.
I have this too.
You could even try this as a story. You could say if you get stuck on your style, just send me a picture of something that you wear and I can give you some feedback on what you can improve. People would really like that as an offer.
But you mean like a free or not free?
Well, you could do it as a free like lead magnet as such, like just to get people to reply in the stories. And if you just give them a voice message, like a 2-minute or minute voice message, just saying, hey John, I like how you paired this with this one, but I think you could improve this one with this one.
And what should be the hook? Like, what should I tell them? Like, send me.
Yeah, so you can do. I would recommend doing this as an Instagram story. So like an Instagram story, and it's just maybe a picture of you or a picture of you and your clients, and then you have the text in here. So the text could be like, here's again a negative hook we can use if you're fed up with like not knowing what to wear and how to wear it to get good, like to match your style. this weekend I have some time, so I'm going to review 2 people or 3 people's style. Just send me a picture of something you wear, and I'll give you some personalized feedback because I'm a personal stylist.
Let's do this now.
Yeah.
Let's do this now.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
That would be very powerful, and it'll be good to do on a story.
Okay.
This is going to be a very good live example.
So if you could help me with the text. So I'm gonna search for like picture with a friend, not with a friend, but with a client.
Yeah, anything that's like looks lifestyle, looks quite professional of you, where possible, or anything that people in general you think like to see from you.
You mean lifestyle, like?
Yeah.
It's not. It doesn't have to be with a client.
It could be either or. Let's see what do you have good ones with you and a client? Like just a photo? Because we want to go.
For sure, I have some. Could be from video.
Preferably a picture would be better, just because people can stop and just watch it. And like for these kind of like mini lead magnets and offers on your stories, I would for sure try and do them at least once a week. Maybe like once a week you just post nothing else on your stories, you just post this offer. Because you're posting more content now, more people are going to see the offers that
so
you do.
You think it's not good time to post now this, or?
Yeah, let's post it.
It will take time.
No problem. I would just say like if it's just for you to think about as well, I'd prefer if it's just like either a picture of you or you and a client, because it is your personal brand. If it's just a client, they might not know who it is, or they might be like, oh, I've just followed this guy by accident.
It can be this. Can be this picture.
Yeah, absolutely. It could just be of you as well. We don't want to like overthink it too much. We can do like so many different versions.
Don't overthink too much, because I think it's
especially because we want to do this almost every week.
Yeah.
Sometimes you might do something that you think is a bit silly, but it gets lots of views and clicks and stuff. So
yeah, this one.
Amazing.
What should I write?
So I think something like this would work. I mean, I would also like for you to adjust it, but this should be the headline. So like the headline could be, if you're sick and tired, or if you're tired, what does a client tell you, like when they first join? What would they say that they need help with? Like what's something that's like very frustrated with or angry about?
Because they don't want to be like, they're already successful entrepreneurs, but they're dressed like a teenager, so they're stuck in their teenage years.
So you could even do this as the thing. It could be like, if you're tired of not being taken serious, because if you're tired of not being taken serious because your style is this of a teenager, you could literally say that.
If you're tired of not being taken serious,
if you're tired of not being taken serious because your dress code is more like a teenager, even more of a teenager, and not a serious business owner. And then I would do this one. I'm opening 3 sessions for men. I'm opening three sessions for men.
I'm opening a free.
Oh, 3, like number 3. I'm opening 3 sessions to review.
3.
Yeah,
3.
It could be any number, but let's do 3.
Or maybe 7.
Yeah. I'm opening 7 sessions to review. I think review might be a better word than audit. To review men's style, men's dress code this weekend. To claim one of these sessions, or to claim one of these slots, just DM me style as an example. Something like this. And you could even make the style, the style words in like a different color, just to make it easier for people to look at it and like.
But I don't see my face, or else.
I would maybe have the captions a little bit lower, potentially. something like this would be good. And then you can even move the picture so your face is higher in this, something like this. And then the text could just go more like a little bit lower.
Like that.
Yeah.
You think it's good?
Yeah, it's good.
And music? Should I no music?
It's up to you. It's like a small thing. So let's just post it like this. And what I would do as well, like moving forward, is every week. Perfect. Let's do it.
Let's see.
And it's like your level of work for this when people reply is going to be very low because you just send them a voice message. They reply. You're going to say, hey, thank you so much for this. Can you send me a picture, or can you tell me a little bit about what goals you have? And you might even find like you have a conversation with someone, you might even be able to book them on a call without necessarily sending the stuff over, because
you never know.
So you never know if like they're going to use that. Like what I would do is like test different versions of this every week. So every week on a Sunday, like do a different picture of you, or one with you and a client, one with just a client. We can do so many different versions. With you with your dogs out, like all of these different versions. And I would just change this almost every week to cover different frustrations of the audience. So you can then have like all of these different versions. Eventually over like 4 or 5 weeks, you're going to find one that really wins and does really well. And because your social media is now growing the followers, it's just going to become like almost like a system that can generate people coming in your DMs. As we have more followers, we can do this more often.
You think one time a week?
One time a week is good.
Okay.
If we want to make it better, even just for you to think about in the future, if we want to make this system even better, what we can do is once a week have no other stories. So let your stories finish on Saturday, no stories active, and just post this one direct thing.
Okay.
You can do so much with it. You can change this to be
because now I have stories, but
for now it's okay. For now it's no problem. But for the next one, we can make it a little bit better. But it's we don't know. So that's what I would look at here with this. So we have the stories, we have that side of things. The only other thing I actually really wanted to touch on as well, because I think that's where we can make quite a bit of sales as well, is through the DMs on Instagram. How are you finding those? I know there's some people coming in and messaging and having conversations with, but how are you finding the messages on Instagram? Are they working well? Like,
no, when somebody follow me, I send this. You send it to me, but nothing. Either they don't answer, or either one day tell them, let's have a call so we can explain more about it, and they just stop.
Yeah,
because they think I'm gonna sell them something. But I'll continue. Like, I didn't give up, so I'll continue.
Why do you feel like that is? Like, where, like, how many? Like, I know we mapped it out a little bit, but like, how many messages would you say you're sending on average? Is it 5, 10? Like, how many messages would you send per day? And like,
I don't have any more. I don't have so many followers. Like, maybe I have like 1 follower per 3 days, 4 days, something like that, which is nothing.
Yeah. Have you done the messages for like people that are watching the stories as well, like story viewers?
No, I didn't do that.
Impulse likes. I would recommend doing these ones here. Like messaging people, watching the stories, and people liking the content as well, which will help a lot with the conversations.
But what kind of stories, like to add them to this?
Yeah, this is good. We can just change for people watching the stories. So if someone is, and I say like, this is an easy thing. So if anyone's watching your story, because now we're doing more stories, I would just drop them a message just saying almost a similar thing. Hey, it could be like, hey, it's been a while since we last spoke, so just change this one. It could just be this as a message. Hey, name. It's been a while. If you know them, you could just say this, how are you doing? Or how, anything like this would also work. Or are you here? What kind of content? Because you're going to be doing more content. It could just be like, it's been a while since we last spoke. If you know them in real life, you could just do it like this. It's been a while since we last saw each other. How are you finding my content? Are you finding this or this type of content useful? Another version, depending on how you find it, which you can send to anyone watching your stories, you could even just send a message which is like, hey, this could be a more direct version of this. You could even say like, hey, hey name, I'm currently doing this thing. I'm currently doing this new styling offer for men. We're gonna help them improve their style. I help them improve their style and their personal brand and leadership in as little as 2 weeks. Would you happen to know someone that's interested in this?
Not to them, but
Yeah. And like, for example,
can you write me this, because this is very interesting.
I would honestly go for anyone that's liked your content, anyone that's watching your stories.
Yeah.
You can send them that
Ask
message.
if they need if they know somebody.
Yeah.
Can you write it to me?
If you lead
Because
with,
I think it's strong.
yeah. So if you lead with the mission, like I'm on a mission to help this many men, or a mission to transform how people dress for the better in the business space, you'd be surprised how many people actually say, I'm going to be interested in this. I don't know someone, but I might have someone that is, hey, name, I doing this thing now, doing this new thing,
like, for example, styling guides, or
where I help it could be men or women, like one or the other, for the different people we have, achieve goal in 2 weeks, if that's the offer. Would you happen to know someone? Someone who is interested. Something like this you can send to, I think we can send this pretty much to most people that are watching the stories, most people that are liking the content. I'll send this as well after, but like that would crush. Like, for example, I had a client do this over, I think, Thursday or Friday.
I think it's a strong one.
Yeah, he sent it to all his old colleagues from his old job, because he's just started this new business. Someone replied saying, I don't know someone that would be because it's a fitness offer, so you can't say to them like, would you want to lose weight, because it's too direct. He said, oh, I'm doing this where I help people. Would you happen to know someone that's interested? And he had someone say, I don't know someone, but could I qualify for this? He booked a call off the back of this, and I think he signed up. So like, this works really well.
Yeah.
It's not, the beauty of this is it's not too direct, where you're like saying you need to dress better. You're just telling the story. And if you lead with like, I'm on a mission to help men, transform men in the business space, do this, this, and this. People love stories. People buy from stories, not from facts. So the more we can story tell like what we're doing, it will do very well.
This will be very, very good.
Yeah.
I think because I need clients now. I didn't have clients since 1 month and a half, like 2 months. I didn't have any clients, so, and I need to pay my bills.
Yeah, this would be good. Like,
it's difficult.
You have good engagement. I would honestly like block out some time to send this to people.
Yeah.
So you can send this to people watching the stories, like 200 people like the post.
But the problem is that most of the people who are in my Instagram, they're my friends. So I don't want to, with my friends, it's not going to happen. But now I'm going to attract some people which are not my friends.
Yeah.
So it will be easier. And sometimes it's difficult. I don't know how you deal with that, but I want to ask you. Sometimes I get somebody on the call, which is not my friend, which is somebody I met on the different occasion and something like that. And we jump on the call, and I present them my idea and everything, and they don't pay. They just say, I'm gonna think about it, or it's too expensive, and that's it. And then when I meet them again on the Rio, in the
Yeah.
event, then I don't know how to behave because I feel like maybe I ask too much money from them, and I
Yeah.
really don't know how to handle that.
I think it's like I think it's in your head
Yeah.
more, because even like the worst case scenario is if we ask like too much money,
Yeah.
which I think is not. For a lot of things, like I think that the thing you're charging is still a little bit on the lower end,
Yeah.
especially the fact that you do all of the work and you're basically working like 2 hours a day every day for 10 days to get the offer out. I don't think it's too much money at all. I would like just have a normal conversation, just be like, hey, how are you doing? How you getting on since we last
Yeah,
spoke?
just know.
Yeah.
And I have another girl who booked me. I went to her house to do her wardrobe, and I didn't manage to do everything because she booked some event. So we needed like 8 hours. So she just managed to do only 4. So we need 4 more so I can finish her stuff. But she paid me the full price.
Amazing.
And then I tell her like, please let me know when you need me so we can meet and do the second part. And she never contacted me. And I don't know what I do. Should I call her again, or like, I don't know. I feel like I just got her money and she didn't call me.
Well, maybe she's just had like something going on in her personal life,
Yes,
like maybe
it's like
something,
that,
you
yeah.
know. I would just try and like see if you can even like say, hey, are you free for a quick call, maybe. Like, are you free for a quick call later this week? You can send this as a WhatsApp message.
Yeah.
A lot of problems just get solved by just jumping on a quick call.
Yeah, but maybe she think I'm gonna try to sell her something.
Yeah.
Or maybe I should tell her, please let me know when you're ready so we can finish our. Because this was like 1 year ago. I don't know if it's.
If it's 1 year ago, I think
Yeah.
I think she's like even forgotten about it maybe
Yeah.
at this point.
Yeah.
Sometimes people have the money and they just pay it, and then
Yeah.
like it's like if someone pays for an app or a subscription for something and they use some parts of it.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised, like if your service was like really useful, maybe she got so much out of it in the full block for half of the session. You know, she might be like, oh, like that's what I
Maybe.
needed at the time.
Maybe, yeah. I
Yeah.
don't know.
The biggest thing I would do is maybe just drop her a message and just see if like she's looking for something more or some extra help. And rather than saying, hey, let's finish these 4 hours or 4 sessions, 4 hours, you can just say, hey, because you're an old client, I can give you a discount on new things I'm doing, new offers or new things I've learned. And you can kind of work out without telling her, like, you can just discount, like, even if you want to sell her like the 997 offer, you can just discount that from the 4 hours that she didn't do. Something that would work well. And I think the only last thing I would add that's, in my opinion, working like really well at the moment is, where possible, if you're having like conversations with people on Instagram or LinkedIn, it's so simple, but it works so well. Like when you're in a conversation and people are replying quite fast, like we spoke about, like that quick call, like it's an absolute game changer.
Yeah, because you tell me like send 10 messages to 10 people or 20 messages, and when they start replying me, I'm really like, I have to think too much fast, and it's like difficult for me. And I wanted to say with these people who manage my LinkedIn, we finished because it was collaboration for like 2 months, and because like I said, I didn't pay for the services, like it was like collaboration. The idea was to get me a client, and if I get like 5 clients which pay, I'm gonna pay their work double.
Yeah.
But nothing happened. They just scored the engagement in my LinkedIn, but they couldn't manage to get a lead, and they just decided to stop.
Yeah.
Because they didn't reach their goal.
Well, there's nothing, you're not losing anything from
No,
it.
I'm not.
Yeah.
No, neither they. We are like we did a collaboration. They just I use their services, and they gonna use me like a testimonial of what they have done for me so far, what kind of goals we achieve. So everything is fine.
Yeah, that's good. Small thing you can do is just like you might do this already, but just changing your password on LinkedIn
Yeah, I'm gonna
is
do
a small
this.
thing, just from a trust perspective, is useful.
Yeah, I'm gonna do this. Yeah, and I'll
Yeah.
continue posting in Instagram, LinkedIn, and also Instagram. And thank you for making me this list, like a to-do list, like
Yeah.
every week, every day, one post. So I'm gonna do this.
Yeah, I think all of it will work.
But sometimes this doesn't work because I scheduled the post. Sometimes doesn't work. I don't know why.
Yeah, it does. It doesn't work that well, I think, scheduling it. You can, and you, like, I see people are following now, which is good. Some
There was
some not good, some good.
one lady follow me, but she doesn't have a picture.
It looks like a real person, you think, or no?
Yeah, I didn't send nothing to him because I don't think this is a real.
Yeah, I think it's like an Indian account.
Yeah,
Third world country ones are not
I didn't send
that useful.
nothing. I sent him message like Daniel, but
Yeah,
he didn't answer to me.
I think he hasn't even maybe seen it.
Yeah.
So we'll see. So this one I would do, I think, as like another small thing as well, is like as we're in conversations, where possible, is like trying to keep it more casual and more relaxed if possible makes a big difference.
I don't know how to. This is difficult for me, Plummet, because when I'm very good on interacting with people on the real person, because I don't know, I just have this, like, I can do instant connection with person which I don't know, and my speak can be very flow and easy, but then I have to think, oh, I have to sell to this person, then it's like shifting, and it's difficult.
Yeah. Well, I think like the script is good to have, but also like thinking about like pivoting where possible and just being more fluid does make a big difference.
Yeah, I think I get your idea.
Yeah.
I have to be more like, of course, to gain a deeper connection with person I don't know, but on the same time to try to sell him. Yes, so actually not sell, but to try to make a solution for his pain.
Yeah. Well, I think content, as we do more content, the content, you don't realize this just yet, but I think as we do more content, it's going to build a deeper connection for you. So you can be more direct.
Yes.
Because like the famous
can be.
Yeah, you can.
You know what happened? Yesterday I go to a friend of mine, which is French guy, and I explained him what we are doing with you, because he saw actually the results. And he told me, Borianna, keep doing that. If you do this for like 3 months without stopping, like posting every day how Plummet told you, I'm sure you're gonna have a amazing success. He told me the same thing.
Yeah.
And I got excited. I got like very motivated about that.
Absolutely.
And it was difficult for me the first videos, but the ideas you give me, and the way you teach me how to look when I go to a profile which I like, I go to the reels, the most view one, and see which is the hook.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then I transcript it to ChatGPT.
Yeah.
And I asked ChatGPT, please transcript this, and he transcribed it. And then I asked him, please now do the same one, but in my way of thinking and in my way of service, which and he just do it.
Yeah.
And it's not difficult.
You can even get like on your phone when you're filming this. The quality is not as good if you do it on the front camera, but there is even apps, like it's called Captions. The app it's called Captions.
Yes, because I did it on the front camera.
Yeah, you can do it with the front camera with a teleprompter, so you can copy the text and paste it into your phone, and it will show you the text on the.
But you know what I'm doing now? A friend of mine showed me. So this is how I did the yesterday's video. He told me to do this, like just to copy the message I want to speak, like this one, and I go to Instagram. I go here, Reels, then I go to Edits. I go here, Camera. Then I go teleprompter.
Yeah, exactly the same thing.
I write it here. I place it here, and then I start. And because this is high, they don't know
absolutely.
But the front camera, this camera is better.
Yeah, I agree.
But I don't know how to do this.
I mean, for now, like just doing like this is still better.
Yes, yes.
You know, it's better than nothing. So I
Yes.
would do it like this for now. It's perfect.
And yesterday I did an amazing video, which I'm gonna show it to you. Should I
Yeah.
show you now?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, this is the video I did yesterday, which I'm very proud of it. As a personal stylist, I could tell you 10 things every man should have in his wardrobe. But I won't. Because the truth is, that's exactly why most men stay stuck. They follow generic lists, buy the essential, and still feel something is off. I work with ambitious men, entrepreneurs, professionals who don't have a taste problem. They have a clarity problem. So instead of giving you another list, I want to give you a system. Because style is not about pieces, it's about alignment. We step away from what should I wear and start with who are you today and how do you want to be perceived. From there, we break your wardrobe into 4 categories: base pieces, layering pieces, shoes, accessories. But that's just a structure. The real shift happens when we define what your clothes need to do for you. Do they give you a confidence? Do they feel effortless? Do they express your identity? Then we adjust your wardrobe and immediately see the gaps. That is where most people get it wrong. They keep adding more instead of building with intention. My general rule: strong foundation in confidence and comfort. Expression comes through details, shoes, accessories, textures. Not one size fits all, but a powerful starting point. Because when your wardrobe is built this way, you don't think about outfits anymore. They just work, and people feel it. We'll go deeper into this in the next video. But for now, remember this: it's not about having more clothes, it's about having the right system. And no, I'm still not giving you those 10 items. As a personal.
It's very good.
And I think it was good. So yeah, now I'm planning to do another video with the 10 pieces from my wardrobe, with the 10 favorite pieces from my wardrobe for March. I think it's a good
Yeah.
because this is like a content which every month I can do and also
Yeah.
feel connected with style. And maybe people can DM me, oh please, maybe people can start DM me like, oh, can you tell me from where did you get this jacket, or what is the brand of this jacket, and then I can start
Yeah.
conversation.
I think you can do like 2 parts to this. You can do exact same video to you can do the exact same thing 2 ways. You can do it as a video, which you've done here. It's kind of like you've done a video, and you can be like, here's the top 10 things you can do, or the top best ways to dress up in March or April, whatever it might be. And then if you give people items for this as an example, like they can just like listen. Then you can also do a carousel, like people can slide through the pictures. You know, like people can be like, here's some items, and they can just swipe on the photo. You know how it's like a carousel, like a few different pictures.
Carousel.
Yeah,
But what should I write then?
You can have the exact same thing. If you give people items in some videos, in the video, if you're like the best items to wear, for example, and you just show people some stuff, you can then take
to do like
exactly the same.
Best. Okay, this is a very good idea.
And you can take the one post can turn into 2. Some people might be more like written. They might prefer to read something. Some people might prefer to watch something. So you speak the same message to people. And then the last thing you can do here is continue this in the DMs with everything. So we tell people, here are the 10 best things you can do, top best things you can dress up and wear, or whatever it might be. If you want the full list, I have another 50 items. If you want it, just message me. Or it could be like, I've showed you the stuff. If you want the links to where you can buy them, just message me and I'll send it to you. And then they message and you have a conversation. Cool, what are your goals? What are you struggling with? Where do you want to go? That kind of stuff.
And if they texted me, then I try to get them in the call.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think for now as well, you could even like be looking at maybe doing phone calls as well. Like if you find the messages are a bit tricky in terms of booking people on calls, you can also have a very brief conversation in the DMs. So just a little bit of rapport building, a little bit of conversations, and then you can just book a phone call with them. Book a phone call with the person. Like the phone call, there's no real big structure to it. It's just building relationships. Like, can I help you with anything? What are your goals? What you like exactly what you do in person? You just speak to the person. You just be like, you can even just be like, you know, what's your name? What do you like to do? Like just 10-15 minutes, no real like heavy structure to sell. And then this call goes into your sales call. You qualify the person a little bit, you understand their goals, and then here you say, you know, I think I have some ideas of how I can help you. Why don't we jump on a video call on Zoom and I'll show you how. And this is your sales call.
Oh, okay.
You know, and you just, while they're on the call, they're speaking to you, you open your calendar, you're like, I can do this time or that time, which one's better? You know, it's going to move remove so much friction.
I understand. Okay.
And it's way easier to book people on a call if you just speak to them for 5-10 minutes.
Yes, this is easier.
Yeah, it makes the messages easier as well. Like people think they're speaking to an AI or they're speaking to some VA or like Philippine person, you know, whoever it might be. If we just speak to them for 10 minutes, it's easier. Anything else before we wrap up this session? Any other big?
No, I don't have